5 years ago, an idea was born to create one club behind one crest, under one republic. An indomitable movement galvanized the city of Sacramento. Our community united by the world's game. A battalion personified our passion. Improbable victories proved we belonged. And a miracle gave rise to a championship. One idea, 5 years of glory. And our republic is just getting started.
It's a Highway 99 Derby on My 58. It's brought to you by UC Davis Health. Tonight's contest here at Papa Murphy's Park pits the Foxes of Fresno against the Republic of Sacramento. Good evening, everyone. Alongside Kevin Goldthwait, I'm Rob McAllister. For the third time this season, these two clubs will match up, and after splitting the first two in the Central Valley, they'll meet here in Sacramento for the very first time. And with that, Kevin, comes a return of several familiar faces.
Several familiar faces is correct. Fresno went out and signed former Republic captain Danny Barrera, Augustine Caceres, Mickey Daly, and Christian Chaney in the offseason. And let's not forget Adam Smith, the former Republic assistant coach who witnessed firsthand how to assemble a team. Figured if it worked here in Sacramento, it would work in Fresno. And some say repetition is the best form of flattery, Rob, but now it's down to the players on the pitch to find out what side takes this regular season head-to-head matchup.
Well, Republic look to climb back near the top of the standings while Fresno seeks to remain in the playoff hunt. Kickoff is just moments away right here on My 58.
When someone else depends on you, the question of healthcare can stop you in your tracks. But candidly, it all really comes down to one big question. Who offers the very best healthcare? UC Davis Health. Visit answers.ucdavis.edu. During open enrollment, all those questions often lead only to confusion. But when you stop and ask, who provides the very best healthcare, suddenly it all becomes clear. UC Davis Health. Visit answers.ucdavis.edu.
Every day, there are millions of stories, but the most important are the stories that impact you. Whether it's keeping your family safe,
these are the areas under a high alert because
understanding changes to your world,
and it could end up costing taxpayers more money, thousands,
or figuring out what the future holds.
It just may be bringing new jobs to Sacramento.
At 10 o'clock, we take more time to focus on the details that impact you most. KCRA 3 News at 10 on My 58, where the news comes first.
Papa Murphy's presents a fresh take on fresh. Here's the deal. If it comes from a freezer, not fresh. Box, not fresh. Bag, not fresh. Fresh means just chopped vegetables. Cheese grated by us daily. Fresh means we don't even have ovens, because you have an oven. So you can feel good about feeding it to your home bacon XL NY pizza, topped with giant pepperoni and ground sausage on an extra large foldable New York style crust. Just $8. Papa Murphy's. Love at 425 degrees.
Hey, it's Vince Bloom, and it's time for the $4 million used car sell-off at the Lasher Used Car Supercenter. With so many trade-ins, I've got over 250 cars, trucks, and SUVs that must be sold this week or sent to the wholesale auction. Starting as low as $77.77. 180 vehicles under 30 grand, 110 under 20 grand, and 15 under 10 grand. Over 3,000 new and used cars are available at Lasher.
The right car, right now.
The Used Car Auto Mall, inside the Elk Grove Auto Mall and online at LasherAuto.com.
Welcome back to Papa Murphy's Park as we celebrate 5 years of glory. Let's take a look at the Consolidated Communications matchup of the evening. We begin with Sacramento's Republic, Jaime Villarreal.
big key for Sacramento, in my opinion. I think he's really kind of hit his stride midseason so far. Going to be vital for Sacramento in that midfield here if they're going to get a result tonight.
3 assists on the year. Meanwhile, Juan Pablo Kaffa, one of the most exciting players in all of USL, 7 goals, 3 assists.
Yeah, I can't say enough about Kaffa. So deadly, so dangerous in the midfield for Fresno. Got to contain him tonight.
Let's take a look at our US Bank starting 11. Begin with the Republic. Good to see Yuri Matiasic. Dealt with a little bit of a quad issue. He's back in the lineup.
Yeah, keep an eye on the top 3 here tonight. Bijev, Isley, and Iwasa. Who's going to be the guy that's going to step up and score a goal?
And for the Fresno Foxes, let's take a look. A couple of former players from the Republic. Christian Cheney, Augustine Caceres, Danny Brea, and Mickey Daly, all in the lineup.
Yeah, more than a couple. Also, keep an eye on Jamal Johnson. Pacey forward, who if you don't keep an eye on him can punish you quickly. Sacramento's got to identify him early today.
It'll be Fresno in blue. It'll be the Republic and the alternative black kits tonight. Our referee is Luke Spalla. 4th official is Sal Espinosa, joined by Andrew Hanks and Justin Fillmore for tonight. A beautiful 85 degrees here in Sacramento. Once again, Kevin Wilker around the calendar. Appreciate you joining us for this one. A Highway 99 derby per se. They've split the series so far. Sacramento won the first one, 1-0 behind Luis Espino. The second was a Fresno 2-0 shutout. Ronnie Clement with a beautiful pass to Juan Pablo Kaffa got the game's first goal, and then just an absolute whirling goal. Frank Tayu, the 60-plus yarder, the caught calling out of the box. And you know, from the Republic, they're looking to bounce back after that loss, Kevin. They felt they gave one away. They had a tough stretch during that time. But here tonight, here's a rubber match game. Can they pick it up?
Yeah, can they pick it up? You got to think as the ball's put into play here. Week off last week, these guys should have fresh legs. Energy should not be a concern. So hopefully Sacramento comes out strong here and can deliver this high tempo pace of play here tonight.
Well, they're already putting the pressure on up high, trying to see if they can catch Fresno on there here as early as Christian Isley will play up top. Here's Bijev. Let's go to open space, and with a little bit of time here, let's take a look at your Chevy keys to the match, Kevin. Good defensive play. Sacramento Republic not quite done yet. Isley shielding will give it back out on the wing to Horde. Horde will look in and mark is Jamal Johnson. As Horde sends a hard cross in, Matiasic there in the game's first corner already. We'll get your Chevy keys to the match in a second, but you like this pressure we're seeing from Sacramento.
Great pressure right there. Made no choice. Fresno's got to concede a corner kick. Good ball in the box, whipped in by Elliot Horde. Like to see that early in this game. Elliot Horde up on that right flank, whipping good balls in the box with decent runners.
Already, it's Yuri Matiasic. Curls one in, headed away, clear. Jeremy Hall will come up to play. Like the aggressive play already from Sacramento. Had a full 2 weeks off before this play. This one's kept low on the ground. Isley didn't make the run fast enough, and Fresno escapes and will look to turn with Caceres.
That's a great ball in the box by Bijev right there. I think Isley's got to be in his front studs a little bit quicker, make that near post run. He's got a good opportunity. While we get a little break here, Rob, let's look at these keys to the game here. We talked about it already. We've seen it here in the first minute, but Sacramento's got to start strong tonight. You've got a week break. You got 2 weeks off. Should be fresh legs. Coming out here tonight. Second, the wide play. I just feel it's so important. Sacramento plays so much better when you have the likes of Bijev and Yuri Matiasic, who are really effective, and also your outside backs flying up the flanks. Going to be real important to have success out wide tonight in order for Sacramento to get a result and finally contain the former SRFC players. You've got back to front Daly, Barrera, Caceres, and Cheney all involved here tonight. And those are the players that really are impactful for Fresno. If Sacramento can contain those guys, I think they should have success tonight.
Definitely playing with a little bit extra motivation tonight to prove to the Republic maybe why they shouldn't have let them go to the fans here what they missed. Here's Jaime Villarreal, a little bit open space. Isley just held back, was afraid he may be offside. Dan Barrera to come up with it.
Yeah, I think right there, Villarreal have a strike. They're so close.
Good effort. A foul is called by Lucas Spalla.
Yeah, I love the energy right now from Sacramento, not dwelling whatsoever.
Christian Cheney comes back for it. Christian Cheney out of Fresno was signed late in 2016 after a breakout year with the Fresno Fuego. Saw limited action with Sacramento, but he's had a very strong campaign here in 2018 for Adam Smith. 4 goals and an assist, 25 years of age, and he's finally found a home in the professional ranks. Mentioned Adam Smith in his first year as the head coach in this inaugural campaign for Fresno. Spent the last 4 seasons here with Sacramento. Was an assistant with Portland MLS before that. Simon Elliott has his team off to a great start in his first year at the helm. 43 years of age, the former MLS standout. Has the Republic at 10-5-7 on the year, 37 points. Fresno at 7-7-9 has 30 points. Just hovering around the 9th, 10th place right now as they try to work their way to the final 8. Much better performance from Fresno in the month of July as they win without a loss. And Juan Pablo Capa, a big reason for that. Number 10 wearing the captain's armband tonight.
You can also see right there, that sequence right there, how high Fresno's going to play tonight. Looks like Adam Smith's got his guys poised to put pressure on Sacramento tonight. And not typical, really, what we see from teams usually coming into Papa Murphy's Park. Great play by Matijasic.
Matijasic wins the ball from Barrera. Gomez to the left. Gomez playing a left back position. The other captain tonight, Jeremy Hall.
I want to go back to what my point is. I think typically you see teams come into Papa Murphy Park like to sit back and look to counter Sacramento, catch them on breaks. But so far here in the first 4 or 5 minutes, looks like Fresno's ready to go toe-to-toe, punch per punch with Sacramento, which I really like and I respect from Adam Smith and his side coming out here, not looking to sit back and try to find a counter-attack here and there.
Good little back flick on here from the Republic as Isley tries to put pressure on. Well, Christian Cheney earlier saying, you know, he's kind of been itching to play here at Papa Murphy's Park since he left last season. He said it's a little bit bittersweet coming back, but he's here to get a win. You know, it's been great playing in front of these fans last few seasons, but now he's on the other side. But imagine for him and Danny Barrera, you had those games where you would go back to a former club, probably a little amped up, I imagine. Absolutely.
It doesn't matter if you left on your own accord or you're forced out. I mean, either way, you want to go back into your former home, your former stadium, former home, and play well, and show the fans and show the staff on the opposition side that they're hopefully regretful for letting you go.
Foul was drawn. Let's take a look at our UC Davis Health injury report. Emra Clementa out with that right knee. He's dealing with a little bit of issues. Hayden Partain, Carlos Rodriguez continue to be out. And then the surprising one, Rafa Diaz, was hurt in training session 2 weeks ago. He's going to be out till mid-September now, which is sort of a blow for Sacramento. They really like him, as Josh Cohen has just been brilliant in this 2018 campaign. Hasn't seen in action in USL play, but they're going to have some reinforcements. Hopefully Josh Cohen can stay healthy. And we'll talk about a recent signing for the Republic here in just a moment. It's Christian Cheney sprays out wide, looking for Juan Pablo Capa. Continuing to battle on that line is Shannon Gomez. Capa stays with it, controls it along that touch line, being pushed off. Schmidt will retreat. The cross comes in, header in, it's curled away. Decent look from Juan Pablo Capa. That's the type of play that makes him so dangerous. You can never let up for a moment, as Danny Barrera almost got one.
Yeah, there's a couple things to note there. Juan Capa, you get the skill and the talent here on that right side. And also, Shannon Gomez, you got to beat him 2 or 3 times sometimes to get past him. And I think right there, Juan Capa beats him twice. It just shows athleticism, really, by Shannon Gomez. And a good ball in the box, and Danny Barrera just can't put it on target.
Awasa first touch out to Matijasic, tries to thread it through. Decent play there by Ribeiro. Ribeiro had a nice match against the Republic last time he's faced a couple of weeks ago. That was a 2-0 win. Caceres and Awasa battling. Awasa able to control for a moment, able to find Bajev. Bajev's going to give it a ride. He'll be denied, but here comes Holler, clean it up. Nearly found target, and Rainish, did he touch it last? Did not. It'll be a goal kick, but how about Jeremy Hall coming aggressive?
Yeah, you see him right there, the communication between him and Bijev. Also before that, love Bijev's action right there. Takes a little space he's had, has a strike. And Jeremy Hall doing a great job so far in the second half, picking up second balls. Look at the technique on that. Strikes it brilliantly just wide of Kyle Rainish's goal. Get another look right now. Well struck, just inches wide. I love that effort by Jeremy Hall. It's a great feeling early in the match, too, to get your laces behind the ball and open your stride up, open your hips up, and just have an absolute crack. It's a great effort there by Jeremy, and I think that's one thing that's going to, another really important piece of tonight's game is going to be how well Jeremy Hall and Jaime Villarreal can pick up second balls, and there's a good example right there, what happens when you can't pick up second balls.
29-year-old out of Florida looking for his second goal on the season.
There he is again. There he is again.
Isley, who's played well as of late. Isley will give it a go. Nearly snuck it back post, and Rainish again.
And there's another player, Isley. I think Isley's been on the cusp. He's been in the lineup, out of the lineup, in the lineup, out of the lineup. now's an opportunity for a guy like Christian Isley to come in here, get a goal, establish yourself as that striker that can play with Cam Iwasa as well as Yuri Matijasic. Here's another look at it. This is a striker's thought. No one's over making the run, overlapping. Why not have a strike? Makes good contact, a bit of a deflection. Tests Fresno's goalie, Kyle Rainish, nicely. So well done by Isley. But I think today's a really, really important match for Christian Isley in his career. I mean, that's how big of a game I think it is for him to really establish himself, to find a home here in Sacramento.
And Isley grew up in Orlando. Father was a coach, spent some time overseas. But as a youngster, he was highly touted in the Orlando area as a player to keep an eye on. Interesting enough, this is his first go at playing professionally in the United States. And you're right, his play at the latest picked up. 3 goals, assist on the year for the 25-year-old. And when he's in, it allows Iwasa a little bit more freedom to move out behind him. And we've seen Iwasa can do when he's given just an inch of space this year. 10 goals on the season. Hall, Ribeiro continue to put a little bit of pressure on. Ford has to come back. And Ribeiro's a target player that is so imposing at 6'4". Jamal Johnson leads the team with goals. He's moving forward. Fresno's had one good look tonight. Nearly a goal by Barrera, dumps it off, looking for Johnson. Johnson's into the 18, puts it around, and a foul finally being called as Johnson gets a free look on goal, but it will not count. Adam Smith probably feeling pretty good to be back here in Sacramento. His first game against his former club. Of course, the son of Graham Smith, and he's led this team to quite a rebound here in the last couple of months, and they've played much better as Isley has whistled for the foul.
Now you talk about former players wanting to come back, getting released on their own accord or not, wanting to perform, wanting to do well. And I think no one wants to do well more than Adam Smith here tonight and get his team prepared, ready to go, which so far it looks like he's done.
Barrera down to Kaffa. Kaffa, who had 9 goals, 8 assists with Tulsa a season ago. Decided to leave the Midwest, come here. Played in La Liga. He's been all over the Argentine. Quite a player. Reminds me much of like a Vian Bajet type player. Can do a little bit of it all. So good at his feet. He has been a major asset to Fresno this season. Two pretty good goalkeepers tonight too, Kevin. If you look at Josh Cohen, 22 appearances, allowed 21 goals, just under a goal a game. Meanwhile, Kyle Rainish has been nearly as good in 18 appearances, allowed 20 goals, 1.1 a goal against, 53 saves. And this is going to be quite a duel between the two. So you see how both teams are coming out aggressive. They feel comfortable. Probably who would have the box tonight.
Yeah, definitely. You see already, not oftentimes you see this referee or any referee 10 minutes into the game, 15 minutes into the game, need to pull 2 guys aside away from the play, talk about slowing things down and getting control of the game.
Johnson did not play against the Republic last time around after serving suspension. Hand in the box, not called. Cheney.
It's dangerous right there. Mitchell Tainter's got to be better. Can't allow Christian Cheney to get in behind him right there. It almost looks like Christian Cheney takes it down with his arm and maybe even some contact with Mitchell Tainter's arm. And that's what Christian Cheney's asking for right now. But a dangerous ball nonetheless. Good ball in the box and actually well taken down. A good look right here. Probably a bit of a handball there in my opinion.
Jeremy Hall feeling pressure from Agustin Caceres. He'll clear it away.
Lucky for Sacramento, right? They're got to be careful playing out of the back.
Mickey Daly won a title here with the Republic in 2014. Bounced around. OKC last year was with Bethlehem Steel, trying to get a chance with Philadelphia. MLS side, at least thought he deserved a look. But back in Northern California where he grew up. And we talked about how good Mickey Daly made the rest of that back line in 2014. He made play after play from that center back position. I think ultimately helped prop up Nemanja Vukovic a bit too.
Yeah, you're only as good as your weakest link in that back line, and I really think Mickey was solid and strong and covered nicely for Vukovic and made Vukovic look a lot better than in my opinion, he really was. Don't get me wrong, Vukovic had a fantastic season. But I think Daly was really the unsung hero in that back four crew.
Tainter battling. Poked it out wide.
Along with Emra as well in that situation. Emra coming in out of nowhere and playing as well as he did. A late foul here.
Copper will bring it back to restart. Copper leads this Fresno side in chances created with 45, one of the best in the league. Biambajev has 38 for Sacramento. And here's Copper now. Watch Ribeiro on that back post peeling off. They're going to lob it his direction. It's going to sail away. Another opportunity. It's punched up by Ramon Martin Del Campo, UC Davis former star, but Josh Cohen there to play it nicely.
Got a big body. Del Campo peeling off nicely. Battling Shannon Gomez. A bit of a mismatch there. But Shannon does a good job. Makes his presence known. Puts his body between the ball and the goal.
We haven't seen too often this season in any match where both teams coming out aggressive, trying to press. We're seeing here tonight. Opens up the field a little bit. Both teams got a feel that there's going to be an opportunity here. Who's going to strike first? Going to be the big question.
Yeah, it's really settled down after that first minute or two where Sacramento was able to get in behind Fresno a couple times. And Fresno's really pressing pretty high. So is Sacramento. So I mean, it's going to lead to a lot of options, a lot of gaps, and a lot of spaces to be found on the pitch. It's just a matter of who can exploit those gaps and those spaces here.
Defensively, Fresno's playing their best of the season, 465 minutes now, and they've only allowed 3 goals during that time frame, which really helped to their success to an undefeated July, excuse me. But Jeff moving forward, going to send a hard cross in, lays it up over the top, hits the edge of the 6. Matty Osich to track down so quick that first step. Here he's going to look for a goal, cuts it back in. Barrera pushing off, sucks it in just after the top bar. How did that miss target?
Got a lot of good things happening in that situation, in that sequence right there. Matty Osich does a great job on that back post. Does a great job against Baldissimo. One-on-one, you get a look right here. Just gets him to bait, comes in, and love this. Shows in the shoulder. That move right there, so vital. And just a little bit too much on it as Danny Barrera comes in and just exposes himself, doesn't work his feet. But this touch right here from Matty Osich right there is fantastic. And just gets too much of the ball right there. Does everything you want him to do. Try to lift it over the goalkeeper, Kyle Rainish. Does that. Just gets a little bit too much of the ball off the top of the crossbar. But a great piece of individual skill right there from Yuri Matty Osich. Happy to see this guy back on the pitch.
Rainish lucky to escape without conceding a goal that time around.
Yeah, no,
there was nothing he could do.
Yeah, kudos to Kyle Rainish. Comes out, makes himself big, forces that decision to be made by Matty Osich, and Matty Osich makes the right decision. Just barely can execute and get under that crossbar.
Matty Osich dealing with a little bit of a quad. He was a little sore, so they kept him out of the Oklahoma City game and handball out in the open field. With a couple of weeks off, they wanted to make sure it didn't get worse, and he's felt good. Talking to the players, they said they had an intense training couple of weeks. They said it was probably their best 2 weeks of continual training that they've had all season. Now, mind you, there wasn't a game in between, but guys were going at each other just like this. Good opportunity with the chance. It's off top bar again, but Jim, follow-up from Iwasa is not deflected, so it'll be a goal kick coming up, but the pressure, the build-up, looking good from Sacramento.
Really good job from start to finish, too. You got Cam Iwasa holding the ball just well enough, plays it out wide to the overlapping run. I believe it's Elliott Horde, and the ball's whipped in great. Nice job by Yeah, it was Elliott and Bijev. Looks like there's a bit of a deflection as it comes off Bijev. And once again, Kyle Rainish fortunate that the crossbar's there.
This game easily could be 2-0 after 18 minutes. Instead, we're locked at 0.
So this is where you're Sacramento, in my opinion. You got to keep your foot on the gas right now. Go and reward yourself for this last 5 minutes of play. But really, that play, I want to go back. It starts with a decision by Kamawasa. Takes the ball, gets it at his feet, makes the turn. He commits the defender. Doesn't play that ball wide immediately, but is able to take 1 or 2 touches to get a Fresno defender to commit to the ball and plays it out wide. Great weight on it. So good job by Kamawasa. Love that decision by him. Get a look right here. Rather than playing it now, sees that he's got to let that run materialize and evolve and allow Elliott to come up and bait that defender, the left back, Alex Cooper, to step towards Iwasa. Opens up so much space for your Elliott Horde.
Being held there, easily called. Well, Alex Cooper, they're happy to have him back. He's been dealing with a hamstring issue, and problem now is Zach Ellis-Hayden, who leads their team in assists, but I thought was able to slow down beyond Bijev last time out at that right back position. He's going to be missed here for this club tonight.
Now, one guy we haven't talked about yet, yellow card accumulation suspension here. He did a wonderful job of really shutting down Bijev last time they faced each other.
Which is quite rare. Well, season ticket members, the renewal deadline for the exclusive 2019 season ticket member flag is today. Yes, that is today. Renew online, SacRepublicFC.com/renew, and maximize your benefits today. Villarreal, opportunity to the right, Isley. Isley moving forward, little chip shot in, and it's going to be a corner kick as it just missed off the mark. Matty Osich to his left may have been offside. That's why Isley decided to give it a go.
Yeah,
another nice combination from Sacramento.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant play there. It starts with Villarreal. Look at this touch right there. Fantastic. Opens it up. That touch lets it down just a little bit soft in my opinion. But Isley does a great job to try to get something off target, being the striker that he is. But really, that all starts with our midfielder, Jaime Villarreal, with a great little play right there. Just using the pace of the ball with him. And a decent job by Isley to try to get something on target.
Second corner tonight. Bijev. Low. And out of play.
Yeah, just a slash at it right there. Looks like from Kamawasa. It's a tough ball to try to redirect on a target. But hey, in the last 5 minutes, Rob, really exciting stuff for Sacramento. Doesn't mean anything if there's no goal on the board, and that's the situation right now. And I think we've kind of even felt this through the course of the season so far, where they've played really well in the first half and haven't really rewarded themselves well enough. And then it's been the Jekyll and Hyde we've seen, where the second half they come out in a completely different situation. And
well, I had a chance to talk to Cameron Iwasa just about that and said, you know, why is this team so dominant for 45 minutes and then it's a complete switch around? And he said, I think that we play so well that we don't look to make those adjustments second half. Meanwhile, the opponent will make so many changes that we're then not communicating and reacting to it fast enough. And then all of a sudden we find ourselves down at goal, or they've tied it up and we're still trying to figure it out. He said, we're stopping that Mr. Nice Guy attitude to each other. He said, you know, we all get along, but we've been a lot sharper at each other. We've gotten after each other the last couple weeks of training because we know this is when it's going to really count, especially now we're in August and the season's regular season's fast approaching. And if they don't figure these things out, they could find themselves out of that final 8.
yeah, it's a good time to be really, for us to be having that conversation. And I think after discussing things, there's a little off the ball push by Christian Cheney. But we talked to Todd Donovan earlier today, and he kind of echoed that same sentiment where, you know, he's been out at training the last couple weeks, last 2 weeks, and there's been a different vibe, a different energy in a good way, where guys are just demanding more of each other. And, you know, going out to training day in and day out to start to see guys, you know, enough's enough. If you're going to come out here, we're out here for a reason. Let's do things right. And that's been an attitude and mentality where you've got guys pushing each other. And that motivation is no longer solely coming from your guys, you know, your coaching staff, your manager, Simon Elliott's of the world. But it's coming from the players, and I think it's a great thing. And I think this break has been a much-needed break for these guys to kind of reflect on where they are with the season and what they're trying to do. It's a silly foul there by Justin.
Schmidt is whistled as he crawls with the back of Christian Cheney. Well, you've been a part of teams where MLS season, it's quite long, and we're talking here USL. It's gone from really that first game's in February.
It's all year.
And it could be November. I mean, it really is a whole
year.
Mean,
so it's all year.
Do you get tired of each other? Do you get a little? I mean, it's
100%. You were with these guys all day, every day. So I mean, that's one of the questions we asked Todd. I'm like, Todd, is just because these guys are finally getting sick of each other, coming to the locker room every day and seeing the same faces? He's like, no. I mean, I honestly don't feel that that's the case. I think it's more the case where these guys are more, you know, coming together than moving apart. They're now, you know, asking more of each other. It's probably the tightest knit group that we've seen, Rob, in our time here with the Republic. And these guys are now maybe realizing they have something special. We're on the cusp. We've seen it for 45-minute spells here and there. But to answer your first question, yeah, you get sick of the same faces day in and day out, and it leads to some chippiness sometimes in training sessions.
And to this credit of this team, they haven't had those moments. And what you're seeing from them is maybe a recognition that they need to be a little bit tougher on each other to get each other's best.
Yeah, and sometimes, you know, it can't come from the manager every single time, that motivation. Sometimes it needs to come from your elder statesman, your Adam Moffats, your captain, you know, the likes of those players. But when it comes from everybody kind of top to bottom on the squad, I think it typically leads to some really good things.
Jamal Johnson looking to break along that touchline, keeps it in play, cross it in. Gomez to it.
It's well done by Gomez. That's a tough ball to clear.
Bounce around, still a little bit of trouble, and advantage is played after the handball.
Yeah, unlucky there. In a tough position here to concede a set piece. Because you got guys, Juan Pablo Cafo that can step over. There's Danny Barrera. I don't see Danny walking up to the ball, which isn't typical for Danny, but we do have some talented set piece takers on Fresno.
Juan Pablo Cafo was one of the best players in set pieces in 2017. Just off the shoulder, upper arm for Jaime Villarreal, but we've already seen what he could do a couple of times tonight. They have not been successful after 25 minutes. The Republic, who has threatened. Danny Barrera had a decent look. Here's Cafo, that left foot's going to just give it a ride. Not a bad effort.
Tell you what, doesn't really miss by much. Would have needed to be right in that upper corner to beat Josh Cohen, but still don't mind that effort from Cafo. We'll look at this right now. Good technique, knee over the ball.
Cameron's able to earn his team a throw. He lost a couple 2-second balls thrown in place, so they'll redo this. But here's what we've seen here tonight too, Kevin. You take a look at number 31, and of course number 9 for Sacramento, Isley and Iwasa, and you see them starting to interchange a little bit. Each one is starting to take a turn breaking forward. Does that make it a little more difficult for that back line?
Yeah, it's just, you know, you got another body to worry about, and that's Vian Bijev. But it definitely just, it starts to, you know, these guys cycling through. It's easy to be complacent as a center back and think you only have one guy to worry about. That's playing the point position.
Iwasa can't keep it at his feet. Ribeiro. Cafo. Play that wide. Jamal Johnson loves that left touchline. He won't stray too far from it until that final few feet where he needs to cut in to create some space. A throw for the Republic here. Every match is better with a group. Get 10 or more friends, family members, or colleagues and get tickets as low as $12. Exclusive experiences for your next match as well to go along with it. SacramentoFC.com/group tickets. Alongside Kevin Goldwyn and Rob McAllister, appreciate you tuning in here for this 8 p.m. start in Sacramento, California. Between the Republic and the Foxes, no score. Republic have hit the crossbar twice. It has been Yuri Matiasic with one of the best step-through plays we've seen from any Republic player this season, and then following that was Bijev, and may have taken a slight deflection off a Fox player. But we remain scoreless. A couple unlucky breaks for Sacramento. Both teams pressing high. We've seen some fun soccer. A lot of games we've seen, Kevin, where teams will sit back, waiting for that counter. Republic have done it just as well. And we've seen this with teams playing against the Phoenix Rising lately. They're going to let Phoenix, who is so front heavy, just go after it. They're going to sit there and counter. And Sacramento ended up having that same tact against the Rising one, 3-1. And Republic have seen it themselves where teams have tried to do it. But I know this team is looking for a breakout. They've yet to score 4 or 5 goals in a match, and I feel like they get that, and they may have just a little bit more edge when they go forward. Isley goes up for it. Hall will get to it. The passing accuracy from the Sacramento Republic team is one of the best in all of USL. I know you don't look a lot into those type of statistics, but it does show you that they're able to connect and create some momentum.
Yeah, and I think that stat gets skewed by what we're seeing right now. A lot of possession, the middle third, and your defensive third back and forth, looking for gaps and seams. And I think anybody, any manager, any fan would always tell you, like, no, we want to see more touches in that final third. It's easier said than done.
Giving some space to Hort.
But still, can't fault Sacramento for being patient, having the maturity to hold the ball in these situations.
Tanner tried to force it to Iwasa. And now he's going to switch the field. Here's Isley. 50-50 ball was there for somebody. It was Danny Barrera who was able to come to it.
It's a great job there by Shannon Gomez. I love seeing it. There's some fans applauding down here, realizing the importance of picking up those second balls.
And how about Shannon Gomez? We saw how great he was at right wing. Elliot Horde comes back. Emmer Clemente comes in. He's been asked to now play on the left wing where they didn't find maybe a solid option there with Justin Schmidt and Josh Turnley in and out of that position. And yet here he is, just as effective on the left wing. That's asking a lot of someone.
Absolutely, playing those two completely different positions so well.
Matiasic giving forward. He's going to go for it. Just deflected off the right side. A big save by Kyle Rainish.
Yeah, that ball had some movement on it. Looked like, you see Kyle Rainish. Looks like he thinks that ball's going to be going a little bit higher. Still able to get that big right bear paw on it and deflect it, parry it aside. But great run by Yuri Matiasic. Take that space, drive. You're going to give me a shot, I'm going to have a shot, I'm going to have a strike. It's a great job by Matiasic. Love that driving, penetrating run.
Hard draw driven into the box. Still in trouble, Bijev. Whistle is blown.
Yeah, a little push right there by Bijev.
We've seen the creativity from Yuri Matiasic this season. I don't think we've seen the aggressive play like we've seen here from him tonight.
Yeah, I think he's got a bit of a rest. He had that little injury that was nagging him. I think maybe even the last game or two we saw him play, Rob. Took a couple weeks off. Had last week off. So now I think you're seeing a really fresh Yuri Matiasic, who's also familiar with the league now and familiar with his teammates. And feel a little bit more free and creative.
Iwasa coming forward, has a little bit of space. Looking for a teammate. It'll be Villarreal. Opportunity still coming for Sacramento. Villarreal taken outside. Just outside the box. Maybe a yellow card coming too for Fresno. Matthew Balladissimo handed the game's first yellow card. And Jaime Villarreal is down. He may have hit his shoulder pretty tough on that turf.
Yeah, it looks like he's popping up right now, but wonderful little play right there between Sacramento. Tell you what, Jaime Villarreal looks like a different player today than what we saw the first month, Rob. It's been so fun to watch him. You see more of it today. He's just continuing to build off his performances over the last couple weeks. Look at this nice combination play. Great little first touch right here. Just around Balladissimo. Balladissimo's got no other option there. Silly foul, to be honest. But I think it just goes to show you that first touch by Villarreal. Man, 2 more yards forward, and that ball's, he's in the box.
Sacramento chances piling up. Can they convert?
All right, now, and Rob, I think we've talked about this enough. You know, what needs to happen right here? You're close enough. Power does not get you anything if you're going over the wall. It's got to be a deft little touch over the wall under the crossbar. There's always the option to hit it firm towards that far post if you're a right-footed player and try to smash it with your laces. But if you're going to go over the wall, you only need 1 or 2 steps of a run-up to strike the ball. You see the conversation between Bijev and Villarreal right now.
Villarreal, and and just over the bar.
See, there's my example right there. Just hit too hard. That ball needs to be hit a little bit softer. It's all placement in that situation. Power is going to do you nothing. It's only going to hurt you because it's going to be that much more difficult to try to dip the ball down below the crossbar after you get it over the wall. It's almost like just a little flick. I mean, with your right foot right there, just a little flick over the wall and try to dip it down.
Push off from Kafla is let go. Christian Chaney quite active tonight. Danny Barrera back on the pitch too for the Fresno Foxes. It was last year that he had a season injury, foot injury that likely could have put him out for the rest of his career. A pretty devastating broken ankle, and worked his way back. A lot of credit to the Results Training Center. Got to give them credit for the amount of players they've gotten back and been able to perform in a long time. Here's Danny Barrera looking as sharp as he had before he went down with that injury. Good get for Fresno. Matty Osser's going to get a little chase to Mickey Daly, who's going to quickly get it back to Rainish. Hall, a little bit of mistake from Fresno. Can Sacramento capitalize? Good free kick here coming up.
It's another silly foul there by Matthew Balladissimo. So we just got to stand him up. No need to go flying in right there. But good pressure by Yuri Matiasic on Mickey Daly. Forces Mickey Daly to play back to Kyle Rainish. Bit of a bumpy surface here tonight. And Rainish has just got to make certain that he's making contact with the ball in that situation. This is coming back pretty quickly with someone coming right down his throat.
He's been tested tonight a few times. Big save. Jeremy Hall nearly had one from about 35, 40 yards out. Matias just gave it a ride. Matias was in quickly, as was Bajev. Via around the right foot. Maybe a little bit too low there for an opportunity for Sacramento.
Got to beat that first man. That ball's got to clear the first man on that set piece.
Sacramento still going. Look at Shannon Gomez all the way on their side of the field. Works his way into that corner. Going to send a deep cross in. Look at it was Isley who was right there. You felt like he had an opportunity. Rainish with a good snag out of the air.
Yeah, Rainish does well there. A lot of traffic, a lot of bodies. Decent run, decent ball by Shannon Gomez once again, putting in the effort. And I don't think we touched on it enough, Rob, but how difficult it is to play right back and left back. Switching games, 2 games at right back, a game at left back, vice versa, and continue to make that shift is super challenging. And Shannon Gomez has been absolutely a stud for Sacramento to be able to do that. How was that not a foul? Yeah. What? What in the world?
I don't know what Lucas Spala's looking at, but I think Isley pretty clear. Being pushed 4 yards forward by Mickey Daly.
Howler of a decision.
Fresno looking to send in, and offside on Juan Pablo Cava.
Take a look at this foul. That's Paula deems to be a foul on Isley. See him holding? Yeah, he's got his jersey, but still, Daly's absolutely right up his backside.
Isley pushing forward, and a foul is called. Offside? Well, I don't know, but Spala's
foul before
the offside call.
Matiasic might have been a foot off.
Man, that was close. It would have been a free look for Yuri Matiasic.
I want to go back to that hold-up play by Isley. If you're a striker, I have no problem if you're the manager, if you're Simon Elliott and you see that on video, like maybe be a little bit more disguised with that hold, but you got someone right on your backside. You've got to use your arms, you've got to use your elbows. Maybe don't grab the jersey, but still, Isley, that's the right sort of play when you're playing back to goal as a striker. You need to use your arms in some capacity. But maybe, like I said, don't make a grab at that jersey, because once a referee or official sees that, it's easy for them to call.
Matiasic, send it back. Schmidt just overplayed it there. Tainer keeps it alive. Sacramento. Iwasa has done a nice job, and this is going
That's
to be
gotta
a foul and probably a yellow.
That's
out
super
there.
dangerous.
And that's Alex Cooper who will be hit with the game's second yellow card. So now the left back and the right back for Fresno has been tagged with a card.
Yeah, anytime you're showing your studs like that, it's a no-brainer for the referee. And I tell you as a player too, it's so hard to restrain yourself in that situation, to not go in studs up. You know, look right here. This ball's down.
Oof, Elliott Ford.
I think he got him twice too, Rob. He got him with the studs and then got him with the right foot on the way through.
And I like the, what are you talking about, look?
That's a pretty simple.
Pretty easy, especially out in the open field like that. So Bajev with a fairly deep opportunity here for Sacramento. You got your big bodies in Mitchell Tainer on that back. You get Isley closer to the front along with the Wassa.
Second ball's here. Jeremy Hall's going to be important.
Ball sent in deep. Rainish is going to punch it away to the foot of Villarreal.
Should be caught by Kyle Rainish.
And Cheney nearly runs over Jeremy Hall there. And just evading up traffic. And it was Jamal Johnson to maybe put it away. And it was out of play by Sacramento. So a throw here for Fresno. Villarreal gets it right back. A little high boot. Long of a jet, cuts along that touchline. This is where he's so dangerous. Cutting it back into the right, beats back Cooper, down low.
Great tackle. Maybe Mickey Daly making a phenomenal tackle. Excuse me, that's Ramon Martin Del Campo. But how about that 1v1 with Bijev going at Alex Cooper? Bijev just spins Alex Cooper around like a top.
Christian Isley was making a good run toward that near post as well to give Sacramento an opportunity.
That's another thing that Isley does that I really like. His runs off the ball into the box are so solid, and it makes it so much easier if you're a guy like Bijev to pick him out and try to figure out where he's going to go, near or far post.
David Jett, fourth time tonight. Sacramento's been at the corner. Gomez. He's going to put it right back in the mix here. Here's Tainer.
I think Isley does that so well, Rob, compared to one of my knocks with Cam Owasis. I think Cam just needs to make better runs in the box, just sharper. And it just needs to be, it's simple. I'm either going to go near post, and I'm going to hoof it, I'm going to bust to get my near post run in, or I'm going to peel off to the back. It makes it, your flank play, your wingers, it makes it so much easier for them to just hit that ball and be done with it, rather than guess and think like, well, is he going near, is he going far? Am I the one dictating how this is going? It needs to be dictated by your striker and where that ball is going to be. I think Isley tonight so far, I've seen him make some really good runs off the ball in the box.
Good ball there by Schmidt to retain possession. Cameron again, out wide. It's been successful. Jamal Johnson will race to get back. Bijev cut down. Again, Jeremy Hall has come in with those opportunities to continue the possession for Sacramento time and time again tonight. Caceres active, not enough. Bijev lays it off. Horde.
Isley was there again.
Square ball there, easy play for Danny Barrera. Back to Caceres.
So you'll see managers and hear managers talk about, don't play a square ball. So dangerous and easy to get picked off. Hard to see the whole field, the whole traffic.
Looking through. Good run by Caceres. Cohen decides not to come out. Fresno still with the opportunity. Blocked by Shannon Gomez. Nerve-wracking set here late in this first half.
Yeah, this is where you got to be locked down, airtight. And once again, you talk about, how well Sacramento's performed. Really unlucky, in my opinion, not to have a goal. Fresno really hasn't had a sniff. I don't know if they have a shot yet. You got to lock it down.
Probably the best look was in the first few moments when
Danny Barrera.
Barrera
absolutely. Other than that, there's been absolutely nothing. It's been non-existent for Fresno going forward. Be a shame for Fresno to nick one right now.
Kaffa, second corner. Right to the head of Gomez, who hustles right back after it. Kaffa there. Kaffa's going to lob it back in. Back post as he looks for an opportunity. Still bouncing around.
You got
goal kick.
Big bodies on Fresno. You've got Del Campo. You've got up top Christian Cheney. You've got Ribeiro. Daly's no slouch himself in the box. So set pieces, Robbie, set piece, that's how important it is. I think Fresno really would value them tonight.
And Del Campo has played well. The USL Team of the Week 2 times so far this season. Played with the Ottawa Fury last year. Led the team in clearances. Was in Costa Rica, but before that, an absolute standout at UC Davis where he made 70 appearances.
That's just a unique situation how he didn't latch on in MLS. Signed a contract. I don't even know if anyone drafted him. Ended up going down to Costa Rica, play with Saprissa. Oh, that's unlucky. That's unlucky for Villarreal. That's silly. Late. Villarreal playing the ball away late. I think Sapala here. This always frustrates me about referees sometimes. There's no reason to start throwing cards out for those situations.
So third yellow card tonight. This time it's Jaime Villarreal, the first for the Republic.
But this is also, you know, hey, a wake-up call for everybody out here today. Like, you know, the referee's going to be giving away some soft ones. So
it'll be the left-footed Kaffa again. We talked about those big bodies, Ribeiro, Daly back there. Jamal Johnson probably peeling in. This one's bouncing around through. And it'll be a goal kick for Josh Cohen. Sacramento has played well here at Papa Murphy's Park. 34, 13, and 17 of all time. Think about it, Kevin. 5 of those 17 have come right here in 2018. And we've seen now twice where the Republic have given up some pretty good leads to earn a draw at the end of the match. Well, these 1 minute of extra time brought to you by Rayleigh's Something Extra Rewards program. Earn points every time you shop. Sign up today at Rayleigh's.com. Villarreal. Kaffa able to poke it. Cesares. Good play again by Shannon Gomez. Finding Yuri Matiasic. Now he peels up, looking for a run, and Mickey Daly cuts it off. A little sloppy from Justin Schmidt. Gives it to Kaffa, lays it up for Cheney. Cheney now into the 18. Gonna get a strike on goal over the face. As Josh Cohen had to feel a little bit nervous there as Christian Cheney was barreling toward goal.
I don't mind that by Christian Cheney. Got a couple, maybe a couple seconds left in this first half. Why not have a strike? Really tight angle. That just goes back to my opinion. It's got to be a better clearance from your center back. Justin Schmidt.
Stay tuned at halftime as we will have another 5 years of glory feature. This time we're going to focus on the U.S. Open Cup. Don't miss that. It's all coming up on the halftime report. Out wide again for Fresno. They're looking to break through. Josh Cohen up through the air just outside the 6, and he'll get a round of applause from the crowd.
Let's get out of this half.
And whistle is blown by Lucas Spalla, and that will do it after 45 minutes of action here at Papa Murphy's Park. No score from either side. Republic with a couple of good chances. We'll have those highlights and much, much more coming up at the break. Don't go anywhere. You're watching the Republic and the Foxes here on the My 58.
When someone else depends on you, the question of healthcare can stop you in your tracks. But candidly, it all really comes down to one big question. Who offers the very best healthcare? UC Davis Health. Visit answers.ucdavis.edu. During open enrollment, all those questions often lead only to confusion. But when you stop and ask, who provides the very best healthcare, suddenly it all becomes clear. UC Davis Health. Visit answers.ucdavis.edu.
Papa Murphy's presents a fresh take on fresh. Here's the deal. If it comes from a freezer, not fresh. Box, not fresh. Bag, not fresh. Fresh means just chopped vegetables. Cheese grated by us daily. Fresh means we don't even have ovens, because you have an oven. So you can feel good about feeding it to your home bake an XL NY pizza topped with giant pepperoni and ground sausage on an extra large foldable New York style crust. Just $8. Papa Murphy's. Love at 425 degrees.
It's the Power Buy sale at Mattress Firm. We bought some of our best-selling mattresses at unbelievable prices so that we can pass the incredible savings on to you. Right now, you can save up to 50% off all brands. Like a Beautyrest Recharge Hybrid Queen mattress, now only $7.99. Or a Serta Memory Foam Queen mattress, now only $3.97. Hurry, once these beds are gone, they're gone. Your budget stretches further at Mattress Firm.
Hey, it's Vince Bloom, and it's time for the $4 million used car sell-off at the Lasher Used Car Supercenter. With so many trade-ins, I've got over 250 cars, trucks, and SUVs that must be sold this week or sent to the wholesale auction. Starting as low as $77.77. 180 vehicles under 30 grand, 110 under 20 grand, and 15 under 10 grand. Over 3,000 new and used cars are available at Lasher.
The right car, right now.
The Used Car Auto Mall, inside the Elk Grove Auto Mall, and online at LasherAuto.com.
5 years of glory here in Sacramento, celebrating 5 years from the day that this club was born. Well, let's take a look, get more into that in just a moment, but at our first half highlights brought to you by NorCal Honda. And early on here, Kevin, Fresno, probably their best look of the night, it was Danny Barrera.
Yeah, great ball in from Kaffa. Danny Barrera just trying to find that near post of the header. Sails over.
And then how about this from Sacramento? Jeremy Hall cleaning up the trash and nearly made it 1-0.
God, it's got to feel good. Jeremy takes like 10 steps, just jogs up to that thing and smashes it. Wonderful strike, just wide. And then obviously the most dangerous chance here in this first half. Great piece of skill, beating Danny Brewer. Yuri Matiasic, Kyle Rainish comes out. Yuri tries to lift it over. Look at this little, shows him the shoulder, pulls it back across his face, just tries to dink it. And just a little bit too heavy. But a great effort. And then Isley here with a wonderful strike. Don't mind that at all. Kyle Rainish gets down to his left, makes an easy save, holds onto the ball.
And then again, opportunity for Sacramento. And Isley would give it a go. Got a little tripped up there, would not get it. And then you see Sacramento again. They had these opportunities, and they want Pablo Kaffa. He went for it. I don't think that right there, but again, at the end it was Yuri Matiasic, aggressive 45 minutes. Love seeing what we saw in the youngster.
Yuri once again, I love him driving right at the middle heart of Fresno's defense. No one's going to come out and engage with him. Why not have a strike?
And take a look at our halftime stats, brought to you by Lashes Elk Grove Subaru. 10 shots for Sacramento. It's been a lot of what we've seen the story. 60% near lead possession. Over and over again, we've seen that in the first 45 minutes. I know the biggest thing is they have not been able to score the amount of goals I think that they deserves not the right word, but had a chance to in these type of opportunities.
I think deserves the right word here, especially in this first half. I think they deserve at least a goal. They've done a great job of really pressing Fresno, but at the end of the day, it's 0-0. No goals for either side.
All right, well, as we celebrate 5 years of glory, Sacramento Republic this season, we look forward to 5 pivotal moments throughout the club's history. We saw one a couple of weeks ago. Tonight, we're going to reflect on Sacramento's unprecedented recent success, the Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup.
And for the rest of you out there, tonight is your...
So the U.S. Open Cup is the most underrated tournament in the entire United States. It really is a great opportunity for a team like the Sacramento Republic to come in and showcase what they can do against the top talent in all the United States.
Anybody can apply to join this tournament. As a fan, I think it's amazing. You're, David going up against Goliath. Everything on paper shows that this team should be better, should come in, and should win. But that's what's also the beauty of the Open Cup, because it's one game, it's 90 minutes.
RSL Sacramento is the 4th round, Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup.
It's a great chance for the Sac Republic.
I thought we had a chance to win going into that game. We knew there was an opportunity for us to really capture our first Major League Soccer team win.
Salt Lake came in trying to shock the system a little bit, and they got met by a buzzsaw in Sacramento.
Chance for Republic! It's 4-1!
We beat our MLS team. We actually slaughtered them. It was 4-1. It was an amazing experience. I mean, who expects that from a USL Division team against an MLS team?
It was crazy how the fans reacted, because that was the first Major League Soccer team that we actually defeated.
So heading into 2018, here you are again, now facing another MLS side. Seattle Sounders have to come to Papa Murphy's Park.
Seattle is one of the best teams in MLS. Nobody thought we were gonna beat the team like that. In fact, a lot of my friends said, we don't have a chance. I said, well, I'm gonna support my club.
Down goes Poppin, Horde will send it in across, and it's Cameron Owasa!
Republic outplayed them, they outsmarted them, and to do it 2 years in a row, proved to everybody in the United States the Sacramento Republic is a team to be reckoned with.
We not only beat the Seattle Sounders, but we took LAFC to the 11th hour.
Follow-up is in the back of the net for the Sacramento Republic. They lead it 1-0.
In the 89th minute, they beat us. But it's been tremendous. It just shows you the tenacity, I think, that our team has.
And I think there are USL teams and there's the Republic. I have just always known in my heart that we're going to be competitive with MLS teams. We have the Hunt Cup performances to prove it.
It's David versus Goliath. And winning when you're playing against an MLS team, it's almost like a championship. It's not the same, but it is an incredible sense of accomplishment for your team.
Beating Salt Lake last year, beating Seattle this year, are two great examples of why the tournament's special, one, and also showcases, you know, that for the last few years, the last 5 years, Sacramento's put together a really, really good product that can compete with anybody in the country.
What a goal! Sandoval with an incredible bicycle! How did that go in?
Nice through ball for Williams, he scores!
Takes it to the byline, squares it across, they score!
Dennis, still on the move, showing great strength. Dennis lets it fly! Sensational from Aaron Dennis, he equalizes in the 72nd minute.
Chang inside to Sebastian Velasquez, shot and a goal! Sebastian Velasquez!
What did I tell you? That's the Monarchs game.
He cuts back to his left foot, he's gonna chip the keeper! Oh, an early goal! Sensational from Anthony Burke-Gilroy! Sounders on top in the 2nd minute. Here, Rasmussen strikes on goal, and it's in the back of the net! Rasmussen has put OKC in front, 1-0. Here's Stroud in the 18, takes a shot and buries it far post at the start.
Point blank save!
Bonomo the touch, Fleming's the shot. Quick run up, straight into Ferrigno. The shot, and what a save. Malcolm. Ball ricochets out in front, and a save by Cardoni. Coffin leaves a shot, Serta knocks it down. Long strike, and a spectacular save by Restrepo. Knocked away by Marcinkowski.
Through. Could this be a chance for Fernando? Up by Kuzminski, again blocked by Kuzminski.
This will come to Dillon. Nice save again by McIntosh.
More pressure, right side. Shot taken, Mizell denies again.
Taylor with an effort, a good save.
As Rasmussen will strike from a long way out, forcing a brilliant save.
Here's a shot, and what a save there from Tambakis.
Left-footed ball from Vukovic, curling there, header, and a save.
Bird into space, save!
Isaac Diaz, the shot, and the goal!
Into the 18, oh my!
One-time rip and a goal! Here, Brody's inside the 18, Brody with a shot! And a goal!
Gordon Wiles there, and what
continue on here with the halftime report from Papa Murphy's Park. The Tower Bridge battalion taking a break there as we get ready for the second half in just a few minutes. Before we do that, let's take a look at our USL news and notes. And big news out of this week is the 2019 regular season will be expanded. However, it doesn't mean that the games will increase. It means that the length of the season will go a little bit further, Kevin. So that means it will be starting around March 8th and continuing till mid-October, and then of course playoffs after that. So I guess it's your MLS life all over again.
Yeah, it's no joke, man. It's a long season, especially if you start making runs into the playoffs, into the postseason. And don't forget, these guys check back in probably mid-January, end of January. So it's a full deal. It's all year, man.
Well, it'll be interesting to see whether or not we didn't see it this year, but some of those international friendlies used to be scheduled in July. Giving the guys the break, because I don't think they really can handle that many games, or you give it to some of your reserve guys. Here's the ESPN schedule coming up. Sacramento, St. Louis on the 15th. Goldie and I will not be doing that game, so enjoy the ESPN3 broadcast there. Meanwhile, we'll be with you, though, pretty much for the rest of the season. A couple of really good games on tap for Sacramento throughout the year, as pretty excited about what we have in store for the Sacramento Republic. They're getting their fill here. It's been a first half of fun back and forth play. Sacramento had their chances, could not convert. We're locked at 0. Kickoff just 2 minutes or so away. Don't go away.
Hey, it's Vince Bloom, and it's time for the $4 million used car sell-off at the Lasher Used Car Supercenter. With so many trade-ins, I've got over 250 cars, trucks, and SUVs that must be sold this week or sent to the wholesale auction. Starting as low as $77.77. 180 vehicles under 30 grand, 110 under 20 grand, and 15 under 10 grand. Over 3,000 new and used cars are available at Lasher. The right car, right now. The Used Car Auto Mall inside the Elk Grove Auto Mall and online at LasherAuto.com.
When you're ready to buy a house, a mortgage from U.S. Bank could help make it possible. And a dedicated financial partner will be with you every step of the way. See about pre-qualifying today. U.S. Bank, the power of possible.
When you set out to find new roads, you can't do it alone. You need a partner on the journey, one you can count on. More and more people are finding themselves in a Chevrolet for the first time. Trying something new can be exciting, empowering, downright exhilarating. See for yourself why Chevrolet is the most awarded and fastest growing brand the last 4 years overall.
See your Greater Sacramento area Chevy dealers.
It's the Power Buy Sale at Mattress Firm. We bought some of our best-selling mattresses at unbelievable prices so that we can pass the incredible savings on to you. Right now, you can save up to 50% off all brands. Like a Beautyrest Recharge Hybrid Queen mattress, now only $7.99. Or a Serta Memory Foam Queen mattress, now only $3.97. Hurry, once these beds are gone, they're gone. Your budget stretches further at Mattress Firm.
Here's what's on tap coming up, brought to you by Western Health Advantage. Home again next week. Every other week have a home game, Kevin. Pretty good matches here, but I think for Sacramento tonight, the next 3 weeks, very critical. I think you need to pick up probably at least 9 points among these 3 games.
Yeah,
if you want to keep in the hunt.
Yeah, it really doesn't matter, in my opinion, who you're playing, who's on that schedule moving forward. You got to go out there and perform week in and week out, and it's going to be a pretty tight, condensed schedule here for the next 2 weeks.
Can Sacramento match the effort that they had the first half of play? Meanwhile, Fresno hung on there. Each side not able to break through. One may do it tonight. Both these teams defensively have played well, and that's why each of them went undefeated in the month of July. And Fresno will start things off one Pablo Caffa here in the second half. Looking for some space. They're going to put Jamal Johnson in the middle of the park now for Fresno. It's a little bit tactically they've changed. They went to a 4-4-1-1 to start the match. Interesting whether or not they put Pablo Caffa a little bit further back, but right now you have Cheney out to the left and Johnson out in the middle.
You know, I don't mind that. I think that's a pretty smart decision by Adam Smith, to be honest. It seems like there's been a couple opportunities for Fresno to get in behind.
Here's Kaffa looking for an angle. We'll curl it in to the foot of Justin Schmidt. They'll send it right back.
But I really think there's some opportunities in that first half to get in behind, but the pace wasn't there for Fresno, and getting Johnson in that position, playing that point, maybe we'll spring something. Sacramento's got a great chance to step here.
Here's Awasa, good little move, keeps it. Daly stepped in, just able to get his team back again. He's going to go for goal here.
Great
Gets
tackle.
it right back, still moving, and to the foot of Martin Del Campo.
Great tackle there by Mickey Daly. I think Cameron had a bit of a heavy touch there. He's got Yuri Mariasic out to his left. Was heavy touched, prevented him from playing it. Don't know what Mitchell Tainter's doing with this ball.
Sacramento 37 points, Fresno 30. Fresno right now in 10th place. Sacramento hanging on that 5th place, but not a lot of room between the top and the bottom. 44 points where the Real Monarchs stand. Orange County, Phoenix, Reno, and then Sacramento all right there. Reno and Sacramento each with 37 points.
You know, 11 points too, all the way down to where Portland is in 8th spot. So 11 points between 8th and 1st place, separating that group. You know, that's really 3 games, Rob. You're back in the hunt. 2 games, you're back in the hunt. But so here we go, Rob. Second half starting. Sacramento played really well. We've seen this so far a few times this season. Sacramento, I think, unlucky not to come away with at least 1 goal in that first half. Played really well. Didn't really allow pretty much any real substantive chance. Another silly ball. Tainter just can't force it. Substantive chance for Fresno. So how are they going to come out here and perform in the second half? I mean, what's the changes? What's the talk? What's the discussion in the locker room that Simon's providing these guys? And to that effect, on the flip side, it's unlucky. I don't think it's a foul by Cheney. On the flip side, what's Fresno? What's Adam Smith doing with his group? How are they going to come out and change? And I think they already saw it right now. We talked about it already with Johnson, Jamal Johnson being pushed up top, and Christian Cheney moved out wide.
So let me ask you this. So Sacramento's so dominant in many of these first half of play. It's got to be hard for any manager or coach to decide we're going to change things up here. So how do you play that, especially if you're expecting the other team to maybe make dramatic changes?
Well, that's what's been so interesting for me about it. What does Simon do about this? I mean, I can't tell you how many times we've been in a situation, you play the first half, play really well, get a goal, get 2 goals for that matter, or don't get a goal. And the conversation that's being said in the locker room is, guys, don't change anything. Just do exactly what you did in the first half. You're going to score a goal, everything's going to be fine. Do exactly what you did in the first half. And I imagine that's the conversation that Simon had with these guys a couple times.
Keep from Isley. He's in the 18.
Well done.
And I think he earned a corner, and he did.
So, I mean, like, what does Simon do? Like, you don't want to change things. Why, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, sort of, you know, anecdote. But still, I think at some point over the last, I think 3 games, Rob, where we've seen that Jekyll and Hyde situation, maybe you do change it just to keep your guys on their toes and keep them thinking. Right, maybe keep them thinking a little bit more, not to rest like, oh, we got this. Keep doing what we're doing. This is easy.
The jab, back post.
And I think that conversation sometimes of keep doing what you're doing, you're playing great, leads to some complacency at times where guys, you hear that and you think, I don't got to do anything different. You just keep doing it. And I think that leads to some complacency at times. And maybe that's what we saw with the Republic players over the last, 6 weeks. But either way, that's why you pay a manager, Rob. I've said this before, and that's one of the situations that your manager has to figure out. And there's no secret recipe because every group's different. Every group has different personalities. And every group, takes criticism differently and takes praise differently. It's a good ball.
Great chant from Hall, and then finding Awasa there. Now it's Yuri Mariasic out to that left side. Just outside the 18, he's going to keep this one low. Tried to find Isley. Caceres was able to step in. Well, the one thing I talked to Cameron Awasa about, I said, what's it like playing for Simon this year? Because I love that Simon and Benzema are willing to take our input. He said whether they use it, they don't always do that, but we have a voice and we feel really good about that. And he'll ask us for some input, how we're feeling out there, and give us some ownership of what we're trying to do. Ball crossed in. Here's Tainter. Good chance. Popped it high. Rainish there.
That's a really good opportunity. Great run by Mitchell Tainter. A wide open header on that 6-yard box and just can't redirect it. Looks like it kind of comes off his back, maybe his shoulder, maybe a mistimed jump. It's difficult, in my opinion, for Tainer. That ball's being whipped in. I don't know if that's a foul right there, but that ball's being whipped in. But all it does take is really, Mitchell, just get your head on it and redirect it.
As a player, I think it's very few times where you see teams that the players have a lot more input, especially in younger teams. A lot of veteran teams have it. There are times that you had during your MLS career that you had the opportunity to say, hey, coach, we're thinking this, or was it?
No, absolutely. I completely agree with your statement, especially what Cam said. It's sometimes when you have the ability to say something and have a little, you know, like a leadership committee, so to speak, on a team and have these discussions. Good opportunity for a set piece.
Kaffa whips it in, little back header, Cohen there perfectly. Another good look. That was Mickey Daly who had an opportunity.
But yeah, when you have the ability for your guys to have a voice and to feel like it's at least heard, whether it's taken into consideration or not, it's a whole other story. But as long as you feel like you're being heard, then there's accountability that kind of shifts a little bit between the players and the managers and the coaching staff. And in my opinion, I think typically leads to good things. And yes, there's been times in my career where we've had a voice, and there's been times where you don't have a voice. And I couldn't tell you what situation has worked better. I think they've all worked at a point, and they all haven't worked at a point, both sides of that coin. And it goes down to, like, you know, what's the personality of your team? And is it an older team? Is it a younger team? Is it a team is it married guys? Is it singles? Honestly, these things are like managers have to figure out. We even talked to Todd today. He's like, you know, I wouldn't mind a couple more single players on the team. Like, it's just funny what you got to think about as a manager. You got to think about everything with these players.
Well, and also what you design up at the start of the season doesn't always pan out. Even those teams that had injuries, they've had guys who have gone out and then someone else has come back and they've opportunities to fill some positions.
Well, I mean, and to make things even more difficult for managers, it's like, I mean, it changes week to week. It changes month to month. Whether your guys get hurt or you're in a position in the season where you're playing really well, you're in a situation you're playing poorly, you know, like those factor into your decision on how it's how your decision as a manager is received from your team and how impactful or not impactful your decision is. And so there's just so many variables. I have no idea. Genuinely, great ball.
From Iwasa, Gomez, outside left, tried to cut it in. Decisive, good defending.
I have no idea how managers consistently make the right decision time after time. And you see at the top level, I mean, the first guy I always think about is Sir Alex Ferguson. For years, how he managed his players was absolutely prolific.
Kaffa trying to get this attack moving. Johnson now. To the left is Cooper. Back from injury, the 26-year-old from Scotland sends a good ball in.
Lots of space, Rob.
Too much time. Gomez misplayed it. Off the bar. Sacramento caught a break.
Rare mistake by Shannon Gomez. In my opinion, that swing just needs to be, that clearance needs to be a short swing. Just get your foot on the ball. Gomez just takes a huge hack at it and misses. And fortunate for Sacramento, that crossbar comes to save the day.
3 times in this game, a ball has hit off that crossbar. Could easily be 2-1 Sacramento if all of those go in. Cheney tried to keep it alive, but Alex Cooper really set that up. Cooper, who went to college just up the road at St. Mary's. Back here, got feeling good after he's been out for quite a few games with a quad injury. That left back position, they've had some movement. Cullen looking for Iwasa here. Iwasa is just shoved in the back by Martin Del Campo.
Yeah, it's a silly foul by Del Campo. Cam's a bit worse for the wear, but well done by Cam to go up, take that ball off his chest.
And how about Cameron Iwasa? We talked about the 10 goals, but he scored that club-tying 26 goal that put him with Rodrigo Lopez for the all-time record for goals scored in all competitions. And you know he'd love to get #1. And interesting, I did ask him, I said, you know, are you aware of this? He goes, you know, when people tell me, he said, right now, he's like, we got to just win. I think it's like great to score goals, but it doesn't really mean anything at the end of the day. He said, we want to be able to get far in the playoffs, and we got to continue to start playing better and scoring more goals all around. He said, we really want that 4 or 5 goal game where we just explode. We've been dying to have one of those games. Backheeled, Matty Iwasa on the run. Will play it to the middle to Villarreal. He'll cut it back in. Now it's Matijasic. Quick touch. Here's Iwasa. Can he get number 11? Back up. Here's a chance for Isley. And it just missed the mark.
Some wonderful play by Sacramento. And that last touch by Cam Iwasa, it gets stuck under his feet. A really good opportunity. But love the combination, the sequence right there. The back heel from Matijasic starting up top. And this good little clever play right there by Matijasic once again.
Just a little bit behind maybe Iwasa there to try to drag it through. And there's that danger, trying to stay on side, trying to make that right run. Meanwhile, Fresno's looking to counter.
Yeah, I mean, that's the striker, right? You're trying to stay on side. You're trying to, you know, time your run perfectly. They're trying to accelerate into the ball. And then at the same time, oh yeah, you got a ball zipped at your feet, and you got to control it.
And try to think where you're going to find.
Oh yeah, and you already have to know what you're doing, Rob. By the way, you already have to know what your first touch is going to do, and if it's going to set you up for a shot or not.
Cooper to the left side, he'll whip it in. Cohen's going to come back for it. A crashing Christian Cheney.
I mean, it's really open right now. You know, 57th minute.
I think for both teams, absolutely. Matijasic and company break through. They've had several good looks tonight. 5 draws again. We talked about during halftime. 17 all-time Republic have drawn here. 5 of them have come in this season. Tainer just trying to put it into space.
Tainer knows. He knows that's a bad ball, bad decision. I feel today Tainer's just been forcing things a little bit too much. Putting his hand up there.
Mitchell Tainer came over from Toronto USL side. 2 goals in 2017. Does have a goal here. Scored against Seattle up on the road in Tacoma.
A great goal too. Well taken off a set piece.
That was a
recycled run.
That was a game's first goal too, and beyond Bajev should have had his 4th goal of the year. Called it an own goal, which still hard to come by. Here Johnson. Johnson's going to give it a crack. Ooh. And nearly misplayed by Josh Cohen as it hits the ground. And this crowd with a big sigh of relief. That did not find the net. What a ride coming from Jamal Johnson.
Yeah, that ball had some zip on it as well as a little bit of movement. You're thinking, have it go from 35 yards out. It's got to be something special if you're going to beat Josh Cohen, and it really does. Almost slides in the back over that line.
Just had a little bit of a weird spin on it. Josh Cohen, not a man who makes many mistakes. What a signing he has been for Todd Donovan. Matijasic laying it off to Gomez. Gomez gets it caught up just a tad off Fresno, so it'll be a corner kick. Just got that inside part of the flag. A quick corner. Sacramento. Gomez. Not going to get high enough easily for Johnson, but giving chases Villarreal, trying to earn this ball back, and it hits off Matijasic for a throw. Danny Barrera, Mickey Daly, Christian Cheney, Artine Caceres, all in the match tonight. All former Sacramento Republic players. Tainer, Cheney giving chase, plays it nicely back to Josh Cohen. Hall being pressured by Caceres. And Cohen's going to launch this upfield. Not a lot to do there, and I figured maybe get out of the danger zone.
Yeah, it looks like, I mean, this is a pretty vague statement, but the movement's not there for Sacramento. Looks like everything's kind of becoming reactive rather than proactive, whether it's defensively or when we have the ball. Compared to that first half, Rob, we see a bit of a change.
Barrera keeps it low. Dump off from Johnson to Cooper. Cooper's going to cross this one in. Mitchell Tainer to the head.
Tainer, well done. Good position play there by the center back, asking for a throw. It looked like it was right over that corner flag.
We're going to get a throw. Juan Pablo Costa furious at Lucas Spalla. Thought that should have been a corner kick. Will not get the call overturned, so here we are. Sacramento not giving much space at all. It'll find Johnson's foot. They'll try to push off, keeps it low into the gut of Josh Cohen. He's going to break quickly with Shannon Gomez off to his left. Matijasic. We'd like to see Matijasic with a little bit More opportunity as he moves quickly here. Another breakup. Good play coming again from that back line. You look at Martin Del Campo and Mickey Daly all night long. Quick touch. Here's an opportunity for Cameron Iwasa. Cannot sneak it through Rainish. Big stop from Fresno.
God, that's Cam Iwasa at his best right there. Does a great job. 30 yards away from the goal, back to goal. Couple nice touches, hold-up play, some combination play, and a good strike on target from distance. Love seeing that from Cam Iwasa. Look right here. Good little turn right here. Continues his run, has a good strike.
Fresno not done. Mitchell Tainer will play it out. 5 years of glory celebration continues Saturday, August 18th against Los Angeles Galaxy 2. We'll highlight the top moment. Plus with club history, the miracle at Pawnee. We'll talk more about that. For tickets, don't miss that game. SacramentoFC.com. Sacramento nearly another break goal. Both sides have had that counter, Kevin.
An hour in now. Some nervy moments by Fresno playing the ball in the back.
Beautiful night in Sacramento. It's quite smoky as ash was falling throughout the area. There's several fires in Northern California. And the wind picked up late afternoon and cleared all of it out. And you can't ask for a better night here, early start of August. Paladissimo keep this one low, trying to find Papa. Misplayed opportunity for Fresno. Going to lay it up. Cheney wasn't there in time.
It's like Augustin Caceres probably has a chance to have a strike. Tries to pull it across the face to find Christian Cheney. But here we are, 63rd minute, Rob. Activity on the bench. What's going on for Sacramento? I think right now it looks pretty anemic in that front third for Sacramento.
Maybe Wilson knee shot time as Hall steps up, lays it out front. Here comes Elliott Horde, beats off Jamal Johnson. Jamal Johnson able to recover. Horde battling, trying to maybe possibly earn a corner kick. He'll keep retention. And we'll play it up for Mitchell Tainer, who comes thundering forward. And Mitchell Tainer still at his feet, being held. He'll curl away. Mitchell Tainer left foot. Not much there, nearly a misplay by the Fresno Foxes. And that would have been Martin Del Campo. Rainish was on top of it, nearly an own goal by the Foxes here late in the second half.
Yeah, Sacramento's caught out a little bit right now with Big Tainer lumbering up the pitch. Good tackle.
Cheney has it broken up by Hall, who's done just about everything tonight. Had a good look at goal early on, probably the game's first real shot. And now he's been played back, and he's going to be the worst for the wear after going against Christian Cheney.
I'll tell you what, I wouldn't mind seeing a little Kevin Aleman.
He's worked his way back. He's been fighting to get back in to this match.
Or a Wilson knee shot for Isley right now. Isley seems to be, we haven't saw much of him here in this second half. Move Cam Iwasa into that position with Iwasa, Bijev, a Nisha or an Aleman up top. I think could really change the tempo going forward. Not sure how that wasn't called right there.
Isley doesn't get the call again. To feed to Cheney. Cheney's going to give a crack. Took a small deflection. That'll be a goal kick for Sacramento. But you're right. It has been long waited for Kevin Aleman, who had a spectacular start to the season.
And we saw the two, him and Bijev, combined so well as the inverted wingers. Coming in on their favorite foot. Kevin Aleman on the right side, coming on his favorite left foot. And on the flip side for Bijev on the left, coming on to his favorite right. I think you got to keep Cam Iwasa in as well right now, just considering his goal record.
Aleman a goal and assist on the year. It's been out for 2 months.
And we'll see who's going to be making way.
Well, Aleman and Iwasa played well together. In fact, Aleman's lone assist is on a Iwasa goal, and Iwasa assisted on Aleman's lone goal. Aleman loves that play out to the right. Moving forward, opportunity for Fresno. Koppa lays it up to Johnson. Johnson outside the 18, sprays to Cooper. Cooper down the face, nearly found its way in. Sacramento tried to get back quickly. It was Justin Schmidt, and it just fell through the face. And somehow Sacramento did not concede a goal. Sacramento, lucky.
I tell you what an absolute phenomenal touch here by Justin Schmidt. Great ball in the box. That's so dangerous as a center back, going towards your own goal and not pulling it in the back of the net. Not sure if you knew too much about it, to be honest, but still wonderful position play by your covering center back, Justin Schmidt, in that situation, as Christian Chaney was creeping on that back post, and that would have been a tap-in for him.
Cooper to throw. Chaney shielding, will try to make something happen. Hall collapsing, and the foul comes in.
Handball there.
Maybe popped into the handball. It's a handball call instead. So set piece for Fresno. Series is 1-1. Fresno with a 2-0 victory last time out. It was the third and final match of the regular season between these two. Luis Espino with the difference maker in the 37th minute on June 13th, the first time they faced. That was on a Wednesday. Adam Smith wants Danny Barrera to take it. Barrera with the left foot. Lobs it back. Easy play for Hall. They want that second ball opportunity. And Iwasa with a good run. Iwasa takes it. But Jeff running with him. He's got Matty Osic to his left. He's going to lay it up in front for the Jeff, but it's just cut off. Easy play for Jamal Johnson. And now Mitchell Taintor being chased. He's got to do something with it. And he slips and falls. And Sacramento.
It's unlucky for Sacramento. It's unlucky. I think Cam Iwasa has just got to be a little more patient with that, or drive the ball a little bit further, take one or two more touches right at the heart of Fresno's back four, and hopefully end up committing somebody. We've got a man down here. It looks like Mitchell Taintor.
So Taintor slipped and fell, and that may give an opportunity for substitution to happen. It will be Kevin Aliman.
And maybe 2 months. And it may be somebody else. Depends how Taintor reacts as he's holding that left foot. And that's kind of a weird, awkward fall you take as he's trying to clear the ball. And I've seen many times that leads to that metatarsal fracture. I'm obviously jumping to conclusions here, but hopefully it's not.
Please don't, because Sacramento's had some issues at center back position. Cole Seiler was out for a while, and now Carlos Rodriguez, he is out with a knee injury. Hopefully Taintor can bounce right back into it. But so Yuri Matty-Osic will come out of this match. It will be Kevin Aliman in, and I imagine that Yuri Matty-Osic is being held on a tight leash tonight, maybe trying to limit his minutes because of that quad injury. Want to make sure he gets fully fit before they go maybe a full 90.
Yeah, let's hope so. I think there's been one guy in the pitch that's looked very dangerous for Sacramento, and that's been Yuri Matty-Osic.
And he's going to get applause from the crowd here and a hug for Kevin Aliman to come on. Let's see what Kevin Aliman can do. There's always a danger, Kevin, as you're coming back from injury, trying to do almost too much sometimes, and an opportunity to work your way in slowly. I mean, you know,
yeah, you got to
overdo it.
You got to get your fitness going, and this is the typical way you move into the swing of things. Is you got to give yourself a 20-30 minute shift, and then hopefully you just can continue to build fitness off this. Let's take a look at the second. Another look here. Mitchell Taintor's got that. He's hobbling right there already.
I think he got hit by Chaney coming in. So looking at Mitchell Taintor might be done. Cole Seiler is getting up for the Republic. Not quite sure whether or not that substitution will be made, but it's a hard choice that you have to make a substitute for a center back, which you probably don't want to do.
No, not this situation. Looks like he's holding his calf. I mean, it looked like maybe he came down awkwardly on that calf. I don't know if he's necessarily holding the, maybe his hip?
Maybe his hip. He just tweaked a little bit and maybe had it locked up a little bit. I don't think he's going to continue to go, so maybe see Cole Seiler here. And they will have number 14 come in. So Cole Seiler, who was on loan the Whitecaps too, if you're signed an MLS contract with Vancouver. It was a 16th overall pick in 2016. We've seen Seiler in and out this season, mostly because he was dealing with a knee injury as well. They feared that it might be an ACL issue. It was not. It was a high calf strain. Lasted way too long for Cole Seiler's liking. He is back to Seiler and Justin Schmidt now are your center back pairing. That's the second substitution, however, Kevin, for Sacramento. And already being put to test, and a foul is drawn as Chaney comes in charging. Seiler goes up with him.
Not the first impression you want to make for Cole Seiler, but you know what, make your presence known. So we talked about set pieces, I think, being something that Fresno is going to value here tonight. Another look.
Seiler does have some MLS experience. Did make his debut against Houston in July of 2016. And was allowed to leave at the end of this last season. And Todd Dunnett found that he had an opportunity, and Seiler scooped right in. Seiler said he made a great choice. He loves playing here in front of these fans in Sacramento. Opportunity, funds it through. It's going to be Jamal Johnson. Jamal Johnson, opportunity right into the hands of Josh Cohen. Fresno with a good look. And again, Sacramento's Josh Cohen comes up big.
Yeah, absolutely. Once again, we talked about these set pieces being dangerous. I think Sacramento's really got to be wary of this right now, especially the back four.
Hard challenge coming from Christian Cheney out of play.
It's good position play by Josh Cohen, but can't give away silly set pieces, in my opinion. If you do, I think Fresno can hurt you. They've already got a couple, got on the end of a couple. Unfortunately for Sacramento, Cohen's been positioned well enough.
Interesting to watch this team here, though. They played on the Fresno Grizzlies AAA baseball field down in Fresno. Much different look from this team. They've not been successful on the road. They are 2-5-5. And at home, a little more compact. They try to play things up through the middle, and just not the same style of play here. So interesting to see these teams that play on baseball fields and how they adjust when playing on a full pitch.
Yeah, and I think we talked about it before, too. I think Sacramento gets everyone's best here at Papa Murphy's Park. Teams enjoy playing here. So I think those stats don't necessarily translate one for one here coming in.
Aleman's first touch of the night. He's got a little bit of space. Jamal Johnson closing in, cuts it back. Ribeiro there as well. Aleman with a dangerous left foot. One of his best attributes is he's able to switch that field. Bajev. And gave it a go. May have been touched by Fresno last, and will have a corner kick for the Sacramento Republic.
Still not enough bodies in the box right there. Cam Iwasa on top of the box, not making that run. You know, you and I, everyone in the stadium knows what Bijev's going to do. He's going to roll, he's going to step over, he's going to have a cross. We all know what he's doing. It's no surprise. Get yourself in the box.
Crowd stomping their feet here at Papa Murphy's Park, looking for a goal. The 73rd minute. Came to Seiler low, and not much he could do with it.
It's taking a deflection on the way out. Off of Sacramento.
So we talked about this earlier. So Rafa Diaz out with that injury. He's out probably 6 weeks. He had a little bit of a knee issue as he took a ball during training session on a Sunday after the game. And then Thomas Olsen, he was signed by Las Vegas. Sent here on loan, I should say, from Las Vegas. And rookie goalkeeper, and was selected by the Colorado Rapids in the 3rd round of the draft. And a good opportunity for Sacramento to pick him up. They hope Rafa Diaz gets back quickly. Bajev pushing forward. Aleman back at it, favors that left foot. He's going to cut back just like that every time. See if he can gain him a little bit of space. He does such a good job at drawing in defenders as well.
Cam so close.
Cameron keeps onto it. Aleman pulls it back. Kaffa.
Great overlapping run by Shannon Gomez. Cam just about found him. And now you got something to worry about here as the counterattack's kind of being offside.
Just a step offside. That was close from Christian Cheney. He made a run. Cole Seiler tried to push him off that angle. See how talented Kevin Aleman is at his feet, though. It's great to see him feeling comfortable already.
Yeah, it's going to take him a while to get in the swing of things. You know, you've been out for 2 or 3 months. Yeah, you're getting reps during practice, but it's a different sort of environment and feeling on a night like tonight, actually.
Next Republic Camp and Clinic presented by Rayleigh starts Monday, August 6th through the 10th at their sports complex. And it's created for kids 7 to 14 years of age. The Summer Skills Camp, $200 includes Republic ticket and free soccer ball. Go to sacrepublic.com for details. Again, new camp already starting next week. Make sure you get kids signed up for that before maybe school starts. Maybe give parents a break at home. I know you have a couple young ones at home, Kevin. It's probably nice when some of them are either in preschool or daycare for a little bit of the time.
Yeah, let someone else watch your kids, you know.
And they can learn a few things, too. At least they're on the soccer field, burnouts, but they look a little tired, too.
Tired, yeah. Wear them out. Yeah. Great run.
Sacramento's had a lot of success along that left side tonight, but not able to convert it into a goal. Fresno was out as a 32nd franchise in the USL this season, and they replaced the Whitecaps 2, and so they become the affiliate for Vancouver on the MLS side. Bajev looking to work some space. Bajev's going to give it a go! Beyond Bajev with his 4th goal of the season, and it's an absolute beauty from the Fresno native.
What a absolute beautiful play right there by Sacramento. Bijev with a wonderful thunderbolt into that far post. The ball's bouncing around a little bit, finds just a little bit of hair space. A whisker of a little breathing room, and absolutely puts his laces behind the ball and fires it in the back post. Get a look at this. Peeks his head up, bounces a perfect form, gets his knee. The technique behind that's absolutely phenomenal. Look at this one more time. Ball bounces up just a little bit. Probably helps him out in terms of striking that ball with pace and venom.
He hit that so fast, the camera crew couldn't even keep up with it. Beyond Bajev scores the game's first goal in the 76th minute. He had a chance earlier, hit the top of the crossbar, and here we are, Kevin. They finally get something good in the second half.
Yeah, I mean, here we go. We got 15 minutes or so left in this, but this is what we talked about, these inverted wingers for Sacramento. That's a perfect example of how hard it is to deal with and how effective Sacramento becomes when you have your Bijevs and your Alimans coming in on their stronger feet and having strikes towards that far post. That's textbook, exactly what you want to see. You want that ball curling or driven really, really hard to that back post. It's so hard for goalkeepers to deal with. But I tell you what, that's a piece of skill right there that I hope the fans, I hope everyone appreciates that. That's world class in my opinion.
Well, to get it against a team in which he didn't have a chance to cheer on growing up, but he grew up in that neighborhood and probably feels pretty good. Meanwhile, Fresno is going to make a couple of substitutions. Frank Tayu will come in for Christian Cheney. So Tayu, who scored that incredible goal from 60 yards out last time they met, was to seal the deal late in the match. He comes in, he's going to be someone to be reckoned with. Meanwhile, we have another opportunity to change here. Juan Pablo Capa comes out, and surprising move, it's Jose Cuevas who will come into the game instead. I don't think Capa's too thrilled about being taken out of this match either. I think it's a good sign for Sacramento that number 10 is out of the game.
He's not taking set pieces. He's not the one that's going to be on the ball in the final third. I think it's a great sign for Sacramento. But I tell you what, when Tayu came in the last time against these two sides, when we last met, changed the game and had a wonderful goal.
I like what Sacramento's doing here, trying to retain possession. Make sure they don't give anything away easy. Isley goes down. Iwasa is there. Stepping up is Martin Del Campo.
That's a tough play there by Isley. Isley just puts his body on the line.
Well, he just got hit in the back pretty hard. He's still staying down on the turf.
Just dump it in the corner. Yeah, there you go. Well done by Jeremy.
Wait for the whistle to be blown.
But that
Lucas Spalla.
That can be a pretty painful thing right there by Isley, going straight back into Mickey Daly on that lower back, maybe rib cage.
Well, the Republic do have one more substitution left.
But that's what I like about Isley, is this. He sees the contacts coming, is getting ready to feel it. At the same time, still worried about trying to bring that ball down, which I really like to see. And hopefully he's able to continue playing here.
And Jeremy Hall wants an explanation of why there wasn't a foul call.
Completely agree.
Well, that's the third time tonight, you think, between the battle between Mickey Daly and Christian Isley. All three times it's gone in favor of Mickey Daly.
Yeah, and I think
why we liked Mickey Daly, I think, when he was playing.
Yeah, I think that this is a good example, too, where sometimes as a striker, you kind of get labeled as someone's being too aggressive and fouling. And there's an example. As you see him, he's barking orders here down here. There's an example right there, I think, and maybe Isley's been labeled a little bit. Oh, yeah, a little.
Into the corner, Aliman, can he track it down just before the touchline? And he does. Alex Cooper will retreat and get there in time. And now Aliman dancing with it. Trying to hold on. Maybe he's going to earn a corner. Keeps it in play. And Johnson just sends it into the stands. A throw for Sacramento.
Well done. You got that ball being sprung into the channel there, and there's really nobody making runs. So good decision by Aleman to try to keep and hold the ball up.
We've seen a couple of matches where the substitutes come in, the energy changed a little bit, not for the best. Kevin Aleman's coming here tonight, and I think it's changed for the best.
And I even think Seiler's done a great job in terms of distribution out of the back so far.
Aleman picking his spots here, being brought down. This time it's going to be a great location for the Republic as Riviero is whistled for the foul.
It goes down pretty soft, but call earns a call nonetheless. It's a good opportunity for an in-swinger, left-footed player here.
And I'll tell you what, I like Kevin Aleman over this ball. Maybe even a Elliott Ford. Jaime Villarreal and Aleman discussing possible tactics here. We have Bajev back along that line, and Rainish is directing his team, which includes Cuevas, Barrera along that line, and Augustin Cesares.
This is where you want this thing probably bouncing right in the 6-yard box to the far post.
See him get a rebound as well. Ball driven pretty well. Sacramento had a good opportunity to crash there. Jeremy Hall keeps it, skirts it to Bajev. Cutting to his left, gonna top it in. And it will be Isley who is the target, not enough on it. Now looking to break, here's Teyu. Teyu so strong and quick. The Cameroonian, just 28 years of age, but he has had some time in the USL, PDL, and indoor since 2012. And Riviero is given a card. That's the 4th of the night. 3rd against Fresno. This one's in the 82nd minute.
It's well done by Jeremy Hall. I think once again goes down pretty soft, but feels the contact. Considering where he is on the pitch, he's got the ball in front of him.
We're going to have a substitution for Fresno when they get an opportunity as well. But first up, Sacramento with another set piece, and more importantly, Kevin, the clock is ticking. And beyond Bajev, goal in the 76th minute has been the difference maker here. It's going to be Aleman breaking his Cole Seiler.
Oh, Cole.
And just flat-footed Fresno.
Yeah, really. I mean, I mean, it's speechless in terms of how does Cole Seiler become that wide open, and how does Kyle Rainish, the goalkeeper, not come out and try to scoop that ball up?
Well, interesting move here by Adam Smith, Kevin. Likely going to go 3 in the back, and Noah Verhoeven, who's an attacking mid, is going to come into the match. So unless they have some movement and put someone that right back position, you're probably going to have 3 in the back for Fresno, who's trying to put everything forward and get the 3-pointer. It's at least a point here to try to lock it up.
Absolutely, nothing to lose.
Especially for a team that's just hanging on. They are just outside the playoff picture, and not a lot of games left. This is their 23rd of the season. Bajev moving forward. Played a little bit too wrong, but got it back. Bajev's 4th goal on the season. He is just at the top of the USL with Cameron Wassa. They are 1 and 2 respectively with shots on the season in all of the USL. Sacramento in general near the top.
Great turn.
And shots as far as a team. Off the right side, just a little too heavy from Cam. I don't think Aleman was ready for it. But I don't place that one on the Wassa at all. That was Aleman should have been ready. Here's Elliott Hort's going to give a good, strong go. It's going to be attacking, diving Bajev, who can't find the end of it.
What a ball by Elliott Hort. Whipped it perfectly, froze Kyle Rainish. This is where Sacramento, I mean, become ruthless. Got to figure out a way to grab another goal here when the opportunity presents itself. A silly giveaway right here. When the opportunity presents itself to just put this thing to bed.
Verhoeven into that midfield. Verhoeven came on, just an 18-year-old Canadian. He's on loan from Vancouver. Cuevas inside the 18. Didn't have much room to go, went backwards. Republic played it perfectly, now have possession.
Ball rolls out the far side.
And so throw for Fresno. Republic, next 5 opponents here in August, including Fresno tonight. Only one right now is a playoff team, and that is Reno. Need to hold on to try to pick up 3 tonight. Too many matches where they've allowed late game goals. Fresno threatening Cuevas, trying to dump it off to Tayu. Tayu is there, a collision in the box. It'll be a corner for Fresno.
Too cheeky from Kevin Aliman. There absolutely no way he should be flicking the ball around. You got Justin Schmidt yelling at him. Not in that position, not in that point in the pitch, and not in that point in this match right now as Fresno's going quick.
Quickly started out to Jamal Johnson. Took it to his left foot, has it deflected off of Elliott Horde. Cameron Wassa to come down, and he's trying to poke it up toward Christian Isley, going one-on-one versus Alex Cooper. Cooper and Isley still battling.
So close for Isley.
And now another counter as Tayu comes out for it into the 18. Horde giving chase. Tayu, such a big presence as a striker, hard to deal with. He also has some pretty good pace and not afraid to go for a goal. His load on the years against the Republic, cutting through, trying to make something happen with Verhoeven. He's stopped by Elliott Horde.
Don't dwell on the ball in these situations, Mr. Aliman.
Throw for Fresno. They quickly are in it. Verhoeven. Barrera has a little bit of room. Hall will come to help. Shielding through. Opportunity. Shoved down Seiler. Battling with Danny Barrera, who went down but did not do enough to get the call. Still 3+ minutes here. I would imagine about 2-3 minutes will be added at the end of the game here.
And you got a lot of energy here by Fresno.
They're going all in. And it'll be throw for the Republic, and it gives an opportunity for Adam Moffitt to come in. Maybe a veteran presence here. And it'll be Christian Isley to come out.
Looks like they're going to hold off on that sub right now.
So they'll hold off for now. It'll be Elliott Horde.
No, they're asking for it.
Simon Elliott's wondering why. So Horde tosses it in. Good shield there from Isley. He has held well tonight. Aliman, Wassa, plenty of room out left, and Hall finally gets it there.
There you go. Now move the ball side to side. Keep the ball. The ball's your friend. Keep Fresno chasing.
You just stick with it if you're Shannon Gomez right now. No one's giving you chase, but Jeff. Jamal Johnson tried to fade it through. Just offside. That's a tough call for the Republic.
You know, he might have been. Looks like he definitely was on the back shoulder of Del Campo.
Crowd does not like it, but it doesn't matter. So Christian Isley's last play of the night will be whistled offside. It will be Adam Moffitt, the 31-year-old from Scotland. It's been a strong veteran presence for this team. Has split captain duties with Jeremy Hall this season as a third and final substitution for the Republic side tonight as Mitchell Taylor left the game with potential injury. There it is again.
Can't see where it starts as that ball's played, as Isley's just out of frame. But a good shift by Isley. Yeah, a couple good strikes, good efforts in the first half. Kind of lost for a little bit for the start of the second half. I think he found himself and finished well. You know, a good battle. He's gonna have some bumps and bruises tonight for sure.
Martin Del Campo sending up to Tayu. Tayu slipping underneath Seiler. There's gonna be a lot of time here added. Plenty of chances for Fresno to get back into it. A good looking cross from Barrera, but nobody making a run as Tayu came forward. Villarreal. You're right, the energy right now coming for Fresno. But can Sacramento counter here? Bajev wide open. Sprinting forward, has Aliman trailing. Bajev will find him. Aliman, one touch, two touch, just over the bar would have sealed the deal.
Oh, Aliman does the hard bit there. The hard bit's the first touch. It opens yourself up wide open. Just find target, bud. Great little trailing run. I'm telling you, that first touch that he has right there is so difficult. And I even want to go back to Villarreal. Villarreal, phenomenal job to win that 50-50 challenge at midfield and spring Bijev. Gonna look right there. That first touch is so difficult. And it was perfectly set up for his favorite left foot. Just can't find target.
Tayu to his back, cutting it in. Alibon wants nothing to do with it. He'll find Iwasa. 5 minutes of stoppage time brought to you by Rayleigh's. Something extra. Earn points every time you shop Rayleigh's.com.
Good decision
by
Cam.
Recycle. So plenty of time. 5 minutes, Kevin. A little surprising for you.
Yeah, 5 minutes, a little heavier, a little more than I thought. I would have agreed. I think 3 to 4 felt right.
Easy hold by Aliman, but don't hate that at all. Next Republic match is Saturday, August 11th against Rio Grande Valley. Join Papa Murphy Park here for fireworks and much more. Tickets start at just $16. RepublicFC.com. Throw from Fresno. Decent effort by Elliott Horde again tonight. Cooper will lock this in. Oh, smartly go to ground.
Sir Sacramento, start. Get your shape now. Don't mess around with the ball in the back. Go up, win a second ball.
Starbridge Battalion right there supporting loudly each and every match as they do. Chant Sacramento, this is our home. Continuing to ring throughout Papa Murphy's Park here, trying to will his club to hold on to a victory. A much needed 3 points. They want to continue to climb up the ladder of the Western Conference standings. Back in the little mixer, Ribeiro is there, cleared away. Shannon Gomez, Cohenwood may have been there as well. Ribeiro been quiet most of the night, played well last time the two sides met, nearly with a good look there.
Yeah, Justin Schmidt's got to be able to get himself back here to commit yourself all the way up in the air. And once again, who's covering? Shannon Gomez.
Verhoeven got the start last time.
Look at that. Playing defense today? Bijev with a wonderful piece of effort right there.
And earned a goal kick.
Earned a goal kick, shields the ball out. Great job, great veteran move. Knows the situation of the game right now. Well done. See Bijev fighting, using his body.
He waited to take that turn and then got in front of it. Perfect play.
It's one of those situations. You don't need to be the fastest guy. You just got to be thinking a step ahead. You know, different line of attack. Once again, Shannon Gomez.
Crowd loves it. Villarreal trying to find the jab, and he does. Can Sacramento break? Moving forward, a little trouble from behind. He'll spray it off to the right side for Kevin Aliman.
Let's get some support. Get Elliott Horde up there with him.
Aliman, just a quick first touch, is brought down.
Just too much. He's got so much skill, Aliman. It's just there's too much. That's an easy ball. Rather than trying to flick it around, you've got Elliott Horde in support.
And this is maybe that time where he's trying to
he's trying to overperform. I think we saw it earlier in this 10 or 15 minutes ago on top of the box in our defensive third. Trying to get too cheeky with the ball, almost cost the team. And here's a look. This touch right here needs to go back towards Elliott Horde. It's a simple inside of the foot pass with your left foot. Just trying to do one thing too many there and get yourself into trouble. It's one of those frustrating bits as a manager, I'm sure. You see Simon strategizing down there.
Meanwhile, I'm not trying to eat it more clock, but some will probably be added to that. So maybe 2 minutes tops here left in this one. Sacramento trying to hang on, see if they can earn the 3 points and take this series between the two sides. It's locked at 1 apiece. Fresno won last time 2-0. Republic won the first game 1-0.
It's well done. It's good pressure there by Aliman. After the work he did, he just put down in that corner. I think he does a good job right there. Puts pressure on Del Campo. Forces that ball out of bounds.
Horde gets it in. Trying to hold up against Martin Del Campo with Iwasa. Johnson's going to send an angling ball forward. Ribeiro back. It was Tayo back to Ribeiro again, stepping in his hole. Ribeiro looking for an opportunity, cuts it back in, goes to his right foot, just over the bar and missed it.
My gosh.
Another good late opportunity by an opponent here at Papa Murphy's Park, Kevin. And the entire crowd breathing a sigh of relief.
Yeah, I mean, we'll take another look at this, but this is Ribeiro. Wonderful piece of skill right here. Look at the footwork. Just slaloming through, and then a great little cutback. Justin Schmidt's not working his feet, allows that ball to be cut back. And Ribeiro, I think 95th minute legs right there, is not able to get over the ball, but had that entire side open.
And that will do it. So for the first time since June 4th, the Republic win here at home. It's a big 3 points for the club. Beyond Bajev, the hero in this one, an absolutely deadly strike. And this one ends 1-0 in favor of Sacramento. Don't go away. We have a full post-game report coming up for you after the break. Highlights and much, much more. Don't go away.
Saturday, August 11th. You're going to want to go to SacRepublicFC.com for more details.
From the two trucks over here, I want you to pick a new truck for your mom or dad, knowing that they could possibly pass it down to you one day.
Cool.
But before you decide, you should know that Chevy Silverados are the most dependable, longest-lasting, full-size pickups on the road, which means that Ford F-150s are not. Which truck would you pick?
The Chevy. The Chevy. The Chevy.
There you go. Boom.
That was obvious. And plus it looks cooler.
No doubt about it. Now they know what to get me.
Papa Murphy's presents a fresh take on fresh. Here's the deal. If it comes from a freezer, not fresh. Box, not fresh. Bag, not fresh. Fresh means just chopped vegetables. Cheese grated by us daily. Fresh means we don't even have ovens, because you have an oven. So you can feel good about feeding it to your home bake an XL NY pizza topped with giant pepperoni and ground sausage on an extra large foldable New York style crust. Just $8. Papa Murphy's. Love at 425 degrees.
The difference between possible and impossible? It's a person who believes they can, surrounded and supported by others, by us, who believe it too. U.S. Bank, the power of possible.
Hey, it's Vince Bloom, and it's time for the $4 million used car sell-off at the Lasher Used Car Supercenter. With so many trade-ins, I've got over 250 cars, trucks, and SUVs that must be sold this week or sent to the wholesale auction. Starting as low as $77.77. 180 vehicles under 30 grand, 110 under 20 grand, and 15 under 10 grand. Over 3,000 new and used cars are available at Lasher. The right car, right now. The Used Car Auto Mall, inside the Elk Grove Auto Mall and online at LasherAuto.com.
And they have been making so much noise for the man.
Haven't felt this good since June 4th here, Kevin. It's sort of surprising how dominant they've been in Sacramento over the last 5 years. And here we are. It's been almost 2 months without a victory, but they finally able to snatch it up, winning 1-0 here. Let's take a look at our full-time highlights brought to you by NorCal Honda. Early on, both teams aggressive, and this was a thing that you just felt was going to have a chance.
Look at the run-up. I mean, that run-up. For Jeremy to get that long of a run-up, that much time to think about it, for him to hit it that well, wonderful strike, just wide. Good technique there by Jeremy Hall.
And then Matty Osich with an absolute beautiful combination, one-on-one play.
And I love that piece of skill. Gets around the right back, comes in on Danny Barrera, shows him the shoulder, cuts right in front of him. A great little thing, trying to get over Kyle Reynish, just can't get it under the crossbar.
And another opportunity for Fresno, and nearly got the game's first goal. Pablo Copper, the third time tonight, so it hit the crossbar.
Yeah, I mean, really, this is just caught between two minds. Shannon Gomez, one of the rare mistakes we see from Shannon. The fortune for Sacramento hits the crossbar, and this strike, wonderful strike, almost almost makes Josh Cohen look bad. This is hit on an absolute frozen rope. And a great little combination play by Kamawasa and Villarreal. A good strike, but I like this. Look at this. Plays the ball and moves. That first step right there, so strong by Cam, and a good strike. Good technique over that ball.
And then the game's hero, Beyond Bajem.
Look at this. Ball bounces up for him. You can't even track it with the camera. It's hit so hard into that far post. I mean, this is exactly how that thing's drawn up, right to the side netting. Kyle Radish has got no chance. That ball is absolutely a thunderbolt.
4th goal on the season, the only goal tonight for Beyond Bajem. It was the only one that was needed. 15 shots tonight for Sacramento. They stayed aggressive. There was a little bit of a lull in the second half, but overall, Kevin, I thought a full 90 was pretty good shit.
You know, I was almost thinking, I was like, here we go again. Here we go again. That first 15 minutes, 10, 15 minutes after the second half started, but really Sacramento, I think, kind of regrouped, found their stride, pressed, pushed, and I think, frankly, they're probably unlucky not to get 2 goals in that half. So good to see Sacramento. That Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde thing really wasn't present here tonight.
Let's see, they had 2 weeks off. Maybe they tried to get something going. They figured it out then. Let's take a look. Zoom, excuse me, our Papa Murphy's man of the match goes to
no other than Beyond Bajem with that piece of skill right there. You do that, you're going to become the Papa Murphy's man of the match. And that's just a world-class strike.
Do you get a pizza for that?
I hope so. Give him a week of pizza, man.
Yeah, seriously.
Feed the man.
We'll have to talk to someone about that. Let's take a look at our Zoom image of the match. Cameron Wassa, another good shift by him. Nearly had the record-breaking 27th goal in his Republic career. Did not get it tonight, but that's okay. Sacramento got the win. I think we talked about it. You need to have several guys score goals to be a little bit more dangerous as the season heads toward the end.
No, you got to hedge a little bit. You don't want to be fully invested in a guy like Kamawasa, and if he goes on a drought, gets hurt, you got to have other guys scoring goals. But Cam's going to get that goal, the record-setting goal. Hopefully it happens here at Papa Murphy's Park in front of the fans here.
Next match, Rio Grande Valley, August 11th. But before we do that, let's take a look at our Western Conference standings and move right back up to 3rd. Look at that, Kevin. I mean, a couple games in hand here for the Sacramento Republic. Real Monarchs, again, a much dangerous team, but it's all about getting that Final Four so you get a home game in that first week of the playoffs. But still a lot of time to go. 11 separating 1 versus 8 as we speak. So, coming up next Saturday, make sure you get out here. It's absolutely beautiful this time of year. At this time of evening, Rio Grande Valley, a team Sacramento has had much success against. They come to town. Public looking to get another 3 points and keep on the heels of the Real Monarchs and company. Sacramento, big win, 40 points on the year. They go to 11-5-7. 3rd place, they are 5-1-5 now at home. Beyond Bajem, the hero of this one, signing autographs, taking pictures. For our entire crew behind the scenes, for Kevin Goldthwait, I'm Rob McAllister. Hope you enjoy the broadcast here. We'll see you 7 nights from now.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League may not be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.